from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles. Brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Oh.
Live from Los Angeles, it's time for the main
Do your thing.
Yeah, I do. He's back in the chair.
Man, my man took over last week. I was like, whoa, okay.
That's what he does.
Appreciate you, Shawn Zattel. Ant with 2 T's.
2 T's.
I don't know why you still here.
You know, I ain't going nowhere. I'm fresh off a flight, baby.
Me too. Showtime Shawn P. We are in the space. TheSpaceLV.com. Check them out. You need a studio to get into. You need anything going on. You need a stage. Check this spot out, man. This is the place to be. All that being said, we just gonna jump right into it. We got people.
I'm fresh out the car. I'm not fresh off the plane.
Yeah.
You're not fresh off a plane, but bruh, like you left yesterday and came back today. Yeah. Like you doing some SP stuff just in the car.
Where you from? Where you coming from?
Cleveland. Put your finger on my face.
Don't hit me.
Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast yet again. I like saying that. Coach Derrick James, Coach DJ.
DJ had to drop off, I guess, for a second, so I'll let you know when he comes back.
All right, no biggie.
Keep going with it.
Audible.
So that's one of our guests today is Derrick James. We promised you last week. We didn't get you last week. We got you this week.
Yeah.
Give a couple of minutes.
Yes, sir.
A lot of stuff going on in the sport of boxing. What do you want to touch on? Want to touch on last night?
Well, we got Andy coming in too. We're not gonna bring him in yet.
That's why I said while we wait.
But I don't want to start getting into it and then DJ get on. You know what I mean?
What you want to do? Just we cutting this?
No.
Well, what are we gonna do? Just sit here and look at each other?
The August 3rd card became official this week.
Yeah, talk about the August 3rd card that just became official.
Derrick's back on now if we want to.
Yeah, somebody called me.
That quick and easy. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. How you feeling, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. No problem.
Congratulations with 2 weeks ago, man. Outstanding performance. And I really wanted to get your take, your thoughts on how Ryan started the fight, managed the fight, and then finished the fight. I thought it was amazing, but I want to hear, your thoughts.
Well, I think it was a good fight. I think he did what we needed to do. Our objective was really to take away what Devin does great. And, he jabs really well, and he uses the right hand. And so when you take away a jab, all they have is just, left hooks and whatever left. But you took away the jab and the right hand, which is what we wanted to do. And so that's how he was able to lead him to where he really couldn't get into the fight.
The thing with boxing is more of a team sport than most people realize. Obviously, when the fight happens, it's 2 guys in the ring and that's it. But I know when I play football, I never liked the fighters that talked a lot or the players that talked a lot on my team. Because I felt like you was going to get the other team rowdy, and now I got to jump in and do something about it. The other thing y'all took away was Devin Haney's movement. There was virtually no movement the entirety of the fight. But the whole promotion, we saw a lot of talk from Ryan. And a lot of that talk was, meet me in the center of the ring, meet me in the center of the ring.
Right.
Was that something that y'all had talked about prior to the fight?
Well, really, it was more about taking away his movement. We made him do something he's not accustomed to do. And if you think about this, right, he catches him with a good shot. It hurts him. Now his legs a little,
on top of
that. Not there. Then he kind of holds him a little bit and he puts him in the headlock. So now it's kind of once or twice he does that. Then he starts moving. So now those legs that are getting heavier, you kind of have to start moving now and go after a target that you normally are not accustomed to going after somebody because you're normally the one who's moving away.
Yeah.
So you kind of just take them out of, because I think that in boxing or in life, if you let an individual be themselves, they'll be phenomenal.
Yeah.
But when you kind of take all the other things and everybody talk about the left hand, the left hook, right? It wasn't the left hook that really did that, which I'll never talk about fights. When we finish, I'm finished with them, but since we're talking. And I told Ryan, I said, do you want to land it? Because if you notice when he landed in the first round, he kept trying to throw it because he got a little apprehensive. He wanted to throw it. I said, if you want to land the left hook, you got to start landing the jabs in the right hands and the body shots.
Can't show it.
Because you got to take his mind off of the left hook.
Yeah.
And then go back to it. Because
Yeah.
you got to make him. If you look at him after the fight is over, the left side of his face is just swollen. So the story is not the left hook. The story was the straight right hand that just kept him over and over and over again. But I never like talking about the fights afterwards.
Well, listen,
when you walk out the room, you drop it and it's over with. I never, because I know how,
I think it's important though. I think it's important because, and I grew up doing this, man. After a fight, they say, what's next? And it's like, yo, I just got out of the ring. You asking me what's next already? I feel like if these fights were more celebrated longer, that the profile of the fighter, that would also have longevity and that also would grow as well.
Right.
We go right out of Ryan Garcia. Now we talking about Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. All the while, that fight in a lot of ways might be better than the Jaime Munguia and Canelo Alvarez fight. So
then we got Frank Martin versus Tank Davis. So it's like, yeah, but hey, I got you.
So yeah, I feel like we leave a lot of water in the rag after a fight. We don't squeeze that bad boy dry. These fighters need to be going on these press tours after a fight. I hit up Terence after his fight with Errol, and I said. And I told his media lady, I told Julie, I said, get him everywhere. Don't let this moment be just a moment. Make this moment now last a month if you can, So I really, I wanted to bring you on because I felt like there were a lot of things that Ryan did in this fight that we didn't expect. You talk about the storybook beginning where he catches Devin with the hook that really ultimately set up the rest of the fight. If that hook doesn't land, there's no telling if the legs are there, if they are able to make certain adjustments. Kind of list goes on. So I definitely wanted to get you in and hear, your thoughts on how your fighter performed, especially where the world had no clue how he was going to perform.
Nah, it wasn't that they didn't have a clue. It was that if you think about this, most people like to tell a story the way they want to tell it, even before the story happened. Mm-hmm. They want what they want. That's why when I watch boxing, I really don't get that involved that I care who wins, because I care that I watch a good fight, right? When I put my personal feelings in and say I want this guy to win, then I can't enjoy the fight if my guy loses. And I'm not saying my guy is my fighter. I'm saying me watching boxing recreationally, right? So I just watch boxing as I don't care who wins. I don't get involved in that. That's up to them. Because if I watch and I say I want this guy to win and my guy loses, I'm upset. So if I don't put my personal feelings in it, I'm gonna enjoy it either way.
Derrick, I think that victory is the start of something special in the sport of boxing, because people made so much about not losing. You can't lose your Floyd Mayweather effect. At the end of the day, these guys got losses. We still want to see them in big fights.
Right, that's right.
I think that helps the sport of boxing. What do you think about the
I think, listen, I don't like to lose, but at the same time, it's like, it's a reality. It's life. I mean, you think about this. And Shawn, and after losing the fight, everybody got something they want to say about you or whatever. But then you realize, hey, I've been winning all this time. People, you lose every day of your life. Yeah. You lose whatever it is, you losing every day of your life. Yeah. But you judging me because I'm living my dream and I'm winning. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. And you lose a fight. It's not that serious, right? Because I think that it's entertainment. Yeah. First of all, it's entertainment. Yeah. As LeBron said, we're talking about a basketball game. We're talking about a boxing match. And like, come on, man. And I think that it's really, like you said, the start of something that I think that more people will come back, but they had the Mayweather effect, right? Floyd, he, it's good to be undefeated if you can do it, but you can't, everybody can't do it. It doesn't mean they shouldn't be allowed to make a living because they lost a fight.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zezé.
Derrick, right when you mentioned you got to let the fighters be themselves, that really jumped out to me, because when I went down to Dallas for the media day to see you and Ryan work, I'm thinking he's going to come out at fight night and do all the what I perceive as Derrick James signature stuff, catch and shoot, walk someone down, busy lead hand, a lot of jabs. And that's not really what Ryan did. He was just the boxer puncher. So, that just kind of shows how you can get success out of a lot of different styles and attributes. How were you able to do that with Ryan and kind of assess, okay, I don't need him to walk down and catch and shoot and throw a whole bunch of jabs and yet still add to his game and not take away from what he naturally was already good at?
Well, I think that you always have to have defense, first of all. So that's not like saying that wasn't a part of it, because I train situational for situations. So say hypothetically it's too hot and Devin get on him, you got to be able to put your hands up and catch a shot, block a shot, or throw a jab. So you got to be able to use your defense, right? But at the same time, I think that I look at them for what they can do good. And I lean them towards whatever they do good and away from what they do bad. So whatever it is they do bad, you may not even know it as much. And I only touch on it a little bit because I want to get it better. But in reality, I lean toward their strength and the opponent's, so that's kind of what it is. So you put a fight strategy together to where it helps the fighter. And not about me, because it's not about me, but it's about what he can do. And you may talk about it. We may sit up, okay, do it like this or whatever, but you critique it more. But it's really what his attributes can do.
A lot of this fight went y'all way. I think the way the narrative of the fight now is that it went completely your way.
But not true. Not true. Yeah.
To your point, I want to know, were there moments in the corner where you may have felt a little worried or a little concerned or a little there were like some doubts about certain moments or rounds in that fight? Kind of, talk about, a lot of people think this fight went all y'all way, and I know it didn't. So kind of, tell us the other side of this fight.
Right. It wasn't like, it was never no doubts because it was like so early in the fight. And I'm looking at it from we got 2 points in the first round. Maybe we possibly won the second, who knows? The third and fourth was probably up, we know I felt like he lost it. And so when he came back for the fifth round, I said, listen, you can't lose a round, you're losing a round. And I was like, listen, you keep trying to land that left hook, you got to go away from that. You need to go lean towards the right hand, lean towards the body shot, throw more jabs. Because if you want that left hook, you got to take his mind off of the left hook. Yeah. And so I just kind of and it was like more about, listen, you need to pick it up because we can't lose rounds. And he was able to, get right back on it. And he came back in the fifth round or whatever, and I landed some big shots. Because it's so much about, pro boxing is about consistency, but at the same time, it's about who lands the clearer, more telling blows. And he was able to do both of those. And if you notice, he took the jab away from Devin. Yeah. Because he landed a couple good jabs, but then he took it away. Fifth round, took it away. Yeah. And the right hand never really got him to play. Yeah. But it was like, you just gotta, and it's like, and I gotta tell people, if you see a night where you perceive it to be perfect, that's a whole lot of corrections. Yeah. So a whole lot of, somebody has to be able to listen, okay, let's do it like this, let's do it like this, let's do it like that. And so it's a lot of tweaking, a lot of, whatever, but you may perceive it to be perfect, but it's like a lot of hard days to get to that point.
Yeah, from working with my dad, I'm thinking about this analogy here right now. From working with my dad, it seems like as a coach, you got your fighter on a fishing pole, and you're steadily letting him reel himself out, and then there's moments where you have to reel him back in, and reel him out and reel him back in. How is the dynamic with coaching Ryan Garcia? Are you able to reel him in when you need to, and then let him do what he has to when he has to?
Yeah, I'm a guy that I like to see what I like to see. I like to see what I want, right? I want to see it in the gym. I want to see it. It's like three situations. Like I say, I want to see it when we work the mitts. I want to see it when you spawn. I want to see it the night of the fight. So it's like, for me, it's all about working until you can't get it wrong. Over and over and over. And he was able to do that, man. And the movement was great. And it was just able to set up the shots that he wanted to set up, you know. So, but I mean, like, you know, Devin, and then, like I said, if you let him be himself, because listen, there was a point to where it looked like he was getting back into the fight.
Yeah.
But when Ryan did a couple things, it was more difficult for him to get to him. And then when he started to hit him more, even Ryan was moving, but Devin wouldn't get close enough to that Ryan, you know, shoot the shots that he wanted to shoot. So he still was thinking in there, even all the way throughout the fight. He still kind of had the thought of, okay, do I get this close or do I get that close? But him and his father did a great job with him.
Yeah, agreed.
And Derrick, this build-up was amazing. One of the best I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. I'm not gonna lie. We've had you on for 10 minutes. You showed me more emotion in this 10 minutes than that whole build-up. I said, Derrick James giving us nothing. He's not responding. My man was doing interviews. Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. I'll see you Saturday. I'm like, Derrick, like, I'm not getting caught up in none of this. I know I'm here
because it's like, and the reason why, because when I have kids, you know what I mean, my children. So I have my kids and I have my children. Like my children are my kids at the Boys and Girls Club. My children are my kids in the high schools I go to talk to, middle schools I sponsor, middle school. So those are my children, right? Mm-hmm. I can't get caught up in the other stuff because, hey man, you know, if you think about these days will be captured forever.
Yes.
And I never want my kids or my children to be like, hey man, Papa was crazy. Yeah. Or you know, whatever, because you represent a whole lot of people. My kids in the community and the boys and girls. It's like you can't be out there wilding out like that. So I gotta just like, I can't engage in that because I have to be focused on what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derrick, those stories are not good until you die. Now, when you die, we're gonna add some spice on it.
Hey man, but I'm just telling you, it's like, I can't say nothing. You know, it's like I'm just focused on my task because even though with the crazies going on, I still have to be able to perform. I still have to be able to think under fire and, you know, be able to do what I need to do in that situation because it could have had we let Devin be who he wanted to be, it could have been ugly.
Yeah.
Just like it could have been the fight everybody expected they would see.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick, you know, like 2 days before the fight, there was watching clips of some of your old fights. One of them with Joe Lipsy, and it was just impressive how good a fighter you were. And you know, you knocked him down twice. You were fighting really well, and then it was only your 9th or your 10th pro fight. And so I was sitting there wondering, why is Derrick at 9-10-0 fighting Joe Lipsy, who winds up fighting Bernard Hopkins, the best middleweight in the world, a year or two later?
Right. But at the same time, it's like I was better than him. But what happened is I was dehydrated. I never used to drink water. So what you saw was dehydration. I was like, I went to the hospital after they pumped me back up with IV, and I was dehydrated. I never drank water. I would always drink like juice, never water. So it's like now that's all I drink is water. I don't drink tea, coffee, never had alcohol. I just drink just water now. So I mean, I made up for one of my older age what I was stupid and didn't do in my younger age.
Yeah. But it was just telling that, you know, what a killer era that was. That at 9-10-0, you're already fighting a guy like that, and it just kind of illustrated to me further, like you really had nothing handed to you in boxing. You know, your first champion that we knew you for, you built him from scratch. It wasn't one of these things where he got handed to you, this big decorated amateur. And so how sweet does it feel to be in this position now? You know, you had to come up the hard way as a fighter and as a trainer.
Hey, man, it's never sweet, man. It's never sweet because I'm going to tell you, it's always work. So, I mean, I think that you never think about it because I think if I think about it, then somebody going to catch up with me. So I never think about it. It's like a shark, right? You wonder why so many people survive shark attacks. The shark will bite you, they'll shake you, and think you're dead. And they go find something else. And they just come back later to get you. But for me, I do whatever I need to do and keep moving. I can't pat myself on the back. I can't think about, whatever success I've had, because it's like, there's more to do. Even though in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm going to be out of boxing.
Yeah.
Nah, man, but your fighters are not retiring in the next 2 or 3 years. So how you going to do that, Derrick?
If they put like this, if they do, then, I'm going to ride this out till my last little Jones, and then after that, I'm out. I'm OUT, brother. I'm out.
So what, you got 3 left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
And Frank young. He real young. He got
but listen. I know that, but it's like, man, it's like you do what you do. It's like, it's very, put like this. Boxing is what I use to
vehicle
get me more into my kids, like my children, like my nonprofit. So it's like you take one thing that you love, then maybe you don't love it as much, but then you feed that into the other thing, which is what you really love, where your heart is at, the kids in the community. So that's what it's really all about. So, the boxing is the job.
Okay.
But the other thing is the passion.
Well, listen, man, this is the last one for me, and then we're going to let you go. With that being said, a couple more years left in the game as a coach. Very, very admirable things you've done. I hope to see more moments like I saw at the end of this fight. Take us through when he comes back, when Ryan Garcia comes back to the corner after the 11th round, going into the 12th round. I was watching the fight, and I literally got hyped instantly because I knew this was the last round, big round. And to come and to see him go back to the corner and see the energy that you gave him. I had Malik Scott sitting next to me, and I looked at him. I said, see that right there? That's how you coach. I don't know what you've been doing, but that's how you coach. Talk to us about that last round, the things that you said to Ryan before he went out for that 12th round against Devin Haney.
I think that, first of all, there are 2 things, but I'm going to get to that later. I think that I'll get to it now. There's a way you win, right? There's a way you win. You know how to win, Shawn. And we know how to win, but you can win like a loser.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and you have to still, it's the part of the show is not over because the guy can catch you with a shot. You never know.
Yeah.
So you always got to stay focused until it's over. So my deal was to silence everything that was going on. I need you to hear me. I need you to get with me. And people are like, oh, it's the last. Yeah, it's the last round, but you can get knocked out in the last round.
Yeah.
Right? You can get sleep. So it's like my job is to keep him focused, man, and keep him, because we had conversation before, and he said, Coach, I'm gonna need you to talk to me. I'm gonna need you your words. I'm gonna need your wisdom. I'm gonna need your voice. So we had a talk before the fight. We text or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was just like that was the time where I felt like you kind of going somewhere else with it. Stay focused on what you're trying to do, what you need to do to be successful, and win like a winner.
Very good. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Congrats, Derrick.
Hey, Coach, before you go anywhere, I want you to shout out your nonprofit. Drop all your stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's Derrick James Family Foundation. And right now what we have now is we're giving away five scholarships to graduating seniors to 5 HBCUs.
Nice.
And the HBCUs are, first of all, because, we're not going to those schools anymore.
Okay.
And I think my number one thing is to get more kids involved in that. And I'm basically contributing to, keeping those schools going. We're doing $5,000 scholarships to one to Prairie View, because one of the people on my board went to Prairie View.
Nice.
One to FAMU, because someone on my board went to FAMU. And Wiley College, because that's where my family's from, Marshall, Texas.
Okay.
And we have a college here in Dallas, Paul Quinn College, to them, and Southern University, because that's where all my boys went. Okay. So it's like every one of these schools has a personal tie with me and my foundation. So it's called Derrick James Family Foundation. And if you are really from Dallas, because it's for Dallas and Fort Worth kids, anybody from the Metroplex can actually get one of the scholarships.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you for your time, Coach Derrick. And,
Appreciate that.
Man, I guess we got you on the clock now.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Again.
Yeah.
But listen, I want to say I love your transition, right? Because everybody can't transition.
Yeah.
So many people are caught in this one thing and they're stuck in the situation, right? And if they're not boxing, if they don't have celebrity, if they don't have this or that, they're lost.
Yeah.
But for you, you've been able to transition and really ride this thing out and become an analyst and at the same time do your podcast.
Yeah.
The man in the middle, he really. Now, when I see him, he talks to me. He really not talking that much today. It's okay, though. It's okay.
You talking about me? We cool right now. What?
I like that. I'm not tripping. I'm good.
Hey, you came in cool, so I felt your energy. We're enjoying the victory. Okay, but after...
Listen, I appreciate that. But
Okay.
I know when I see you, we'll talk.
Yeah,
but it's like, I really love what you're doing because I really... As my man on the end, though, I really don't like doing interviews, but
I understand.
But because it's you,
Thank you.
not only because of Shawn Porter, I was like,
Thank you.
I do Shawn Porter. I'm like, because
Thank
I know you're a fighter, you're respectful, and you understand from a boxer's perspective on how to ask the questions, and you know what it is. So
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you.
Well, then, thank you. Go ahead and what you had to say.
Oh no!
You gonna? I thought you.
No. What date's the fight? What date's the Frank Tank fight? What date is that?
June 15th, I believe.
Oh, so June 16th. Well, I'll be talking crazy to you. I'll be talking crazy to you June 16th. I'm gonna let you mellow. You mellow right now. I ain't gonna. You got.
But there's the thing about it. I never get out of that situation.
You don't.
I had to get into it because
Yeah.
it was like, man, listen, man, too many things going on. I need you to be able to focus.
Hey, Derrick, I've seen myself when I went back and looked at myself in a situation like that. I said that never happened again. You'll never get me like that again because I represent too much, and I think that's
Right.
Yeah.
Well, right. You're right.
Take care, Coach Derrick. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate
all right?
y'all.
Bless
Take
you,
care,
man.
guys. Yeah, have a good one. Yeah.
Derrick James.
I gotta say this, and I want y'all to respond, and then we're gonna bring in Andy, and we're gonna do our social media segment. What he just said right there, and this is a bold statement. I feel y'all, some people might not feel this, but I'm gonna say what I feel I know. He said that Ryan was texting him. I need you to be talking to me. I need your wisdom. I need you to, keep me that fishing pole. Like I said before, coach. He said, I need you to reel me in. He acknowledged that he knows, hey, if I will wild out, if you ain't on me, I'm gonna wild out. That shows maturity.
Because some people need that.
I think Ryan was the more mature fighter on fight night. As immature as he looked the entire promotion, he was the more mature fighter on fight night.
Do you think he learned from the Reynoso fallout maybe? Like, this time I have this great trainer, I'm gonna listen and do. You learn from lessons from when you're younger.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, there's when you can claim to be mature in a position, you're able to look at how you were before, and you can see I'm different now in a positive way, in a better way, and that's what true maturity is. You know what I mean? And so it could have been from those experiences. It could have been from him just knowing himself. There's no telling. You know what I mean? But man, the fact that he said, he exposed. And that's a part of being mature. Like, you have to be able to expose what you're not good at, what you don't do well, where your shortcomings are, so that someone can help you. And that's literally what he did ahead of the fight. You know what I mean? That to me just shows that I'm impressed.
And he probably could have went back to the Tank fight and seen moments where he felt like he should have been reeled back in that fight.
Yeah.
That his coach, who was that at the time?
Joe Goosen.
Joe Goosen let him go, where he knew little things that Ryan Garcia need. I know what type of person I need to be. Some people need to be coached hard and tough, and you screamed at somebody, just need to be talked to.
Yeah.
The kid knows what he is, and he's growing up, man.
Yeah.
Just the two things that Derrick said that reminded me of great trainers like Emmanuel, where he adjusts to he lets his fighters be great at what they're great at and adjusts what he's teaching to their strengths. And the other thing was how he loves to get back to the children, and that was Emmanuel. Emmanuel used to say, it's fun getting picked up by the limo and doing the HBO fight or working the corner with Lennox or Vlad. But he said what really keeps me coming back to the boxing gym is the kids and the amateur program. And so, that reminded me a little bit of a man.
Good interview there with Coach Derrick.
Yeah.
Let's bring in Andy.
Good job, guys.
Let's bring in Andy real quick. This episode is sponsored by DraftKings. The UFC is returning to Brazil with another fantastic, electrifying card. Stat card, Ant.
Yeah, from top to bottom.
Let me say it. From top to bottom, this card is stacked. And guess what? We want to get you in on all the action.
That's right. New customers bet $5 on any fight. Get $200 back in bonus bets.
All you got to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Enter our promo code
TPWP.
Look on top. What's on top of your hat?
TPWP.
That is the promo code. Enter that promo code. Bet your money, get your money, and it's just like that. And a matter of fact, stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same fight, including total rounds and method of victory. Check this out. The more bets you combine, the more you can win.
If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes.
So in case you missed it, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Enter our promo code
TPWP.
And remember, the crown is yours. You gotta hold it. This segment is sponsored by DraftKings. This week we got UFC 301. And this week I'm gonna set the stage, okay? And I'm gonna let you take over.
It's okay.
We got Alex Pantoja versus Steve Urquelle.
Okay.
And this is a pretty good, evenly matched fight. Urquelle is an Australian fighter. He's known for grappling, but my man can strike you. He can knock you out.
Yeah.
Flyweight can knock you out. And then on the other side of the ring, you got Pantoja, who is Brazilian, has a Brazilian jiu-jitsu background, can grapple, can choke you out. What's gonna happen in this one, Ant?
Man, this one's a good one. A lot of guys is upset about this fight, Shawn.
Ooh.
Because you ever been skipped in the rankings?
Yeah.
This guy jumped 3 or 4 guys to get this title shot.
Okay.
Only a third fight with the UFC. Man, but this one, I'm going with the experience. We got one guy, Shawn, in the ring, 27-5.
Okay.
One guy in the ring, 12-1.
Who's 27-5?
We got Alex, 27.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, 27-5. We got
Pantoja is 27-5.
Yeah. And I'm going with the,
You going with the experience?
I'm going with the experience. But you might like this. One guy's 5'8".
Yeah.
The other guy's 5'5".
Who 5'5"?
My man Alex, 5'5".
Alex is 5'5".
Yeah. So that might sway yours over to him because you always been the shorter guy in the world.
Well, listen, let me say this.
Okay.
Pantoja's 5'5". He's got over 30 matches, which means he's got some mileage on him, okay? I like the younger, bigger.
Okay.
Sounds like equally talented.
What?
He done jumped over some people.
What?
That means he's
What?
I mean, he must be something.
You think he's equally talented?
Sean's so excited he lost his mic.
So I like what's coming from Steve.
Okay.
Urquelle, give us the numbers. What we looking at?
All right. You like the underdog, so the underdog is plus 170.
I think everybody likes the underdog, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So if you put down $1,000, Shawn,
Yeah.
you win back $1,700.
Okay.
How you like that?
That's all right.
And actually, hold on, $2,700.
Okay.
Oh!
Got me going a little bit now.
Okay.
Got me going a little bit now.
Actually, no, it's still 27.
So if you bet on Steve Urquelle, the Australian grappling, striking, knockout artist, I'm gonna go ahead and coin him a knockout artist who jumped over some people to get this fight. I just like the fact that he said, "Move, get out the way.
Okay.
I'm coming through. It's time to do my thing." All right. I like that. He obviously there's something that the UFC sees in him and they like about him to put him again to jump him over some guys. And again, he's getting in the ring with the more experienced, but more mileage on him, Pantoja.
The champion.
And but he is the champion. 5'5".
This will be his second defense.
5'5", right?
But hey, it don't matter. Size don't matter.
No,
How about this, baby?
I'm not knocking the size. I'm just saying, the fact that he's 5'5", the fact that he is the champion is something. Again, that's why I said like this is going to be a really good UFC match, because this is, in a lot of ways, you can see where this guy that lacks the experience, that guy has some mileage on him. Where this guy, has the experience, he lacks a little bit of the size. So I just really feel like this fight's even. If you betting on Pantoja, what are you doing?
If you bet on Pantoja, $1,000 win you back $1,487.
Okay, so he's
negative
the
280.
favorite. He's the favorite.
Yeah, he's the favorite. But
not a big favorite.
Not a big favorite, but it's a little bit swaying right there.
All right.
Right around 280, 300.
So the betting line matches what I'm saying right now in terms of this being more of a 50-50 fight than.
Nah,
but it sways a little bit more in the favor of the champion, right?
Yeah, and I think I'm going with the champion. You going with the challenger?
I'm going with the challenger, man. I've been over there to Australia a couple of times. I'm actually headed to Perth soon, and so I know how to get down over there, man.
Okay.
When fighting is what you love to do, it just something else comes out of you. You know what I mean? On fight night, you just become this monster that no one expects you to be. Ant don't expect Steve to show up and be a monster. I do.
Prove me wrong, Steve.
Listen, it don't matter if we right or we wrong. What we want you to do, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and our promo code
TPWP.
Boom, boom. Just like that. Put those bets in. We want to thank DraftKings for sponsoring this segment. Let's do it. What up, boss?
What's going on, SP? What's going on, Team PorterWay Podcast? Shawn Zytel.
What's up, brother?
And with 2 T's. What up? What's going on, y'all?
What up? Where your boy at? Where Matt at? You Matt
man, yo, Matt, where you at?
This ain't the same. This ain't the same.
All the way in Jersey. I tried to holler at him, but he doing his thing. He on the other side of the water.
Let's get to it.
So me and Showtime Sean P were talking. We texting, and I'm like, yo, let's do a segment where we talk about, because I know Ant with 2 T's is tired of the O. He do not like the Floyd Mayweather effect. He want to see everybody take a O. So I'm like, you know what, man? I like what Derrick James just said. He said, it's not bad if you could be and like if you could have that O and stay undefeated, but you shouldn't be able to lose your job because you take a loss or whatever.
And the other side of that too is. The other side of that too is it's okay to have the O, but don't keep setting yourself up in line to maintain that O. Set yourself up in line to be great. And a part of being great is sometimes a part of being great is losing, but sometimes a part of being, obviously the thing about being great is going up against the best. You know what I mean? So when you got that O and you can say, wait, man, look at that list of guys that he beat. I'm great without being undefeated because of the guys that I lost to. Not only that I lost, but how the fights ended up being. And so, I said for a long time, man, I'm trying to be an example that you can put on great, exciting fights, come back and make the same amount of money, if not more. And that's the other side of it. With boxing, a lot of y'all don't understand that a lot of these fighters are afraid to lose because they're afraid to lose how much money they're making. And that's the other side that a lot of people, that's not what's talked about when we talking about the records and the O's and things like that. When you got that O, that demands the money. And the more that you get with that O, the more your money's gonna be. When you take a loss, a lot of times that next purse ain't what the other one was, So that's why a lot of people ain't, a lot of the fighters are a little concerned about losing these O's. It's because they're afraid of losing that extra zero as well,
That's the real O they're worried about.
Yeah. I'm protecting this O for that zero.
Protecting the literal O.
Yeah.
With that said, we know Shawn Zytel was the human Wikipedia, but I did send y'all a list of some undefeated champions. So I want to hear from each of you. We could start from Zytel to Ant to Showtime. And give me 2 or 3 guys that you believe, whether it's off top or you guys can pick from the list, that can actually retire undefeated and keep that O and be maybe the next Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, etc.
First one, I'll start off with Inoue. I don't think there's a guy below 130 that can touch this man. Only one I think maybe, and that won't go down there, is Tank. But Inoue is just something special, man, from overseas. we say you need to come over. He don't need to come over. You're gonna be a star no matter what, man. And I think that guy's gonna retire undefeated, and he's gonna be a legend in the game, Hall of Famer.
I agree with Anyway for everything you just said.
And then my number 2 guy, I would say, is Terence Crawford. I think Terence got about. The discussion was he had about 1 left in him, but I think Terence got about 2 or 3, maybe 4 left in him. Maybe 4. That's pushing it. And I think Terence most likely should be able to get out of here undefeated. Terence right now has peaked. Well, I think Terence been in his prime a long time. We've seen him with prime guys in the last few years. And I think Terence is in his prime at 36, 37 years old, which is amazing because that's when it starts to trickle down. But he has kind of when you're that great, you can beat these guys with no problem. I think Terence Crawford next.
And no wars either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true.
Large
wear and tear.
Large in part because
Shawn.
of him and his style and how he fights and things like that. But when you can make it this far and I guess like in the last year really be fighting some elite guys that everybody feels like, oh, this guy is gonna really give you some trouble. He ain't been in no war.
Yeah, he has semi-wars.
You know? Semi-wars.
He's that great. My 3rd guy, and this is, oh man, I'm gonna say it because he's my guy.
I'm gonna say it.
He's starting to become my new Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna go with Dave Benavidez. He's my favorite fighter right now in the sport of boxing.
He's got a rough road ahead of him, man. Because
that's why I said he's young. He has a tough road. We don't know what the hell's on the other side of 3 or 4 years. And he got the tough fighters. We know Canelo, possibly Bivol, Beterbiev, Morrell. There's a lot of guys. There's a mystery guy that we don't know of yet that's somewhere over.
Coming up right now.
That's going to give him hell.
Yeah.
But he's so big, so good hand speed, the power. He's going to punish you. What type of fighter could beat Dave Benavidez, Shawn Zartel? Because I can't find it.
I think you guys know I love David. So I kind of pick him over the field at 68-75, and a lot of people think that's absurd.
No. That's what I basically did.
But you go through that gauntlet of Canelo, Beterbiev, Bivol, Morrell. You might catch an L at some point because
the wars may
when he's willing to fight the best.
Hell yeah.
And at some point, if you keep fighting the best after the best, someone will get you. That's just boxing. And I actually think that Crawford and Usyk have a better chance than Inoue because Inoue still has so much road ahead of him. Those guys see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, they're near the end.
If Usyk or Fury, I think has a great chance. Whoever wins has a great chance of retiring undefeated. Yeah. So, and then Crawford, I think, has a great chance because he's almost there. The light's at the end of the tunnel, and unless age starts to catch up with him, which I kind of thought he was on his number 24 late Kobe Bryant prime before Errol still in his prime, but not like number 8.
Yeah.
No. He looked. That was the best performance he's had. And
he said no.
He's still.
So as long as he keeps operating at that level, and Terence isn't this guy that loves the spotlight. He could leave boxing and be good and go fish and wrestle dudes down and do what he does for fun. So I think Usyk and Fury and whoever wins Usyk Fury, and I think Terence, everyone else, man, from Boots to Raymond Ford, Shakur, they got a lot of tough fights and a lot of long road ahead of them. If they do right by the sport, which I think they all will because that's how they're all wired, they'll probably catch an L at some point because that's the nature of the beast if you keep fighting the best after the best after the best.
Yeah.
So
I know it's a lot going on with Tank and Mayweather right now, but I think the only one on the list that has that recipe of retiring undefeated is Tank Davis. I think
he's voiced that too. He said he wants that zero. He said that's like something he actually like strives for.
Yeah, I think as like when you talk about the business side of this is the part we ain't talked about. We talk about the fighters that lie ahead, but the business is gonna always work for Tank and keep Tank undefeated. So I think from a business standpoint, he's probably the quote unquote safest guy that we know. Like the business is gonna work for him and keep him undefeated.
He came to mind too, because him recently getting on and saying he's only gonna box a few more years, and then some of his toughest challenges are moving up.
Yeah.
So that, but now the toughest, now it's him and Shakur at 35 is the fight. But T.O. moved up, Devin moved up, Ryan moved up. He already got Ryan. So he doesn't need to run that back if he doesn't feel. So, Tank has a good shot too.
What else you got for us, Andy?
Showtime. You only gave me one, man. You ain't got two more for me?
No, I mean, it's if
You want me to give you another?
How about your boy T-Bug Crawford? That's your boy.
He co-signed that.
Yeah, I was co-signing on everything they said.
Okay, you was co-signing. Okay, so you co-signed in a way and you co-signed Crawford. I just want to get it on the record.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'll throw one out there. Got it tough, and he needs to get it going. Shakur Stevenson. The defense is just... the defense is ridiculous.
It's sexy.
Okay.
It's sexy.
Should I pause that? No,
you don't pause that. His defense is sexy.
You wish you had defense like that? What'd you have been if you had defense, if you could move like that?
There's no telling. There's no telling.
So just to...
I've been confused. I've been trying like offense and defense.
Bro, his defense, that defense, sometimes a great defense kills a great offense. And I worry. I think his defense could get him to the top of the sport of boxing.
I will say this, and then we'll move on. The two fighters that I truly believe are going to retire undefeated, even though they got a long road ahead of them, Bruce Ennis and David Benavidez.
You truly dropped like 5. All right, great. There we go. We got a clip.
I truly think that I don't think there's anybody that's going to beat David Benavidez.
No.
I really don't.
Mexican monster.
I got a feeling he's going to move up to heavyweight at some point, too. In the next probably 5 years, he'll end up at heavyweight or something like that. And Bruce Ennis.
Dimitri Bivol? Ooh, man. Ooh.
Yeah. I choose him over Bivol. I do. I think so. I'll elaborate just real quick. I think you have to be big and be what's the word I want to use? Like, you have to have a presence in the ring against Bivol, but also be able to box. And that's the difference between a David Benavidez and Archer Beterbiev. Yeah. So, but anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
We got Shakur Stevenson. If Ryan, Mr. Hafey, can bring it up. He sent out a message via Floyd Mayweather. Floyd shared it on his Instagram stories, and it's a message. I'm not sure if any of you guys saw it. It's from Shakur straight to Tank.
What'd he say?
Give me a second to pull it up.
What'd he say?
Keep talking.
He got it right here. It's
basically kind of called him out, said he wants to fight. Floyd's co-signing it, which is very weird because if you co-sign my enemies, we're gonna fight.
You got when you Shakur at this point, you gotta be willing to take the pay cut.
Yeah. I agree.
As long as it, if we talking about you demanding 5 and they saying no, we gonna give you 3, you gotta take 3. And I don't know the numbers at all. I'm just simply saying you gotta be willing to
he'll take 25% of a Tank fight. Like if he'll do that.
If I'm not wrong, did Haney get himself in the waters by taking a pay cut versus Kambosos to get all this started?
Yeah.
Look at it now.
See? Yeah.
Look at it now.
And I know we talked about that before, but we talk about a build-up. I think Tank and Shakur will be an amazing...
Oh yeah. They teams may fight before the fight.
Yeah.
Not them two.
He made a graphic and he posted it on his Twitter.
Okay.
Because he said it needs to happen.
He lost it in the cloud.
Got the Shakur video ready if you want to see it.
Also, Tank's pretty good at punking guys, or at least attempted, punking guys before the fight.
Shakur's not that type of guy.
Shakur's
he has that look.
Yeah.
But that looks, he like, don't play me like that.
I love it.
He said he got it, so we could play it.
All right, cool.
There you go.
Say, man, look, man. Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather. You sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man. Come on. Say, man, look, man. Your beef is not with...
Yeah.
Sitting in his house like Tony Montana.
Hey.
Like, hey, I won't smoke.
Listen, I love it. I think that this is exactly what the boxing world need. We need more guys tweeting and posting, calling guys out when you at the top. You know what I mean? Don't waste your time if you ain't in that upper echelon because the business is gonna look over you. at some point the business is not going to be able to look past this right here. Well, obviously, we know what Tank got ahead of him and Frank Martin. But beyond that, if Shakur do this thing right, it's possible to quote on I know the way we call it nowadays is trolling. It's possible to show up at some events and show up at some places uninvited.
Pull up.
And just say, I just want to fight you, that's all. You know what I mean? I think there's a way to get this done. And Shakur, I think he's going to figure it out. He need to figure it out.
And I want Shakur to have a great performance his next fight in New York. Give this fans something to want or something to want to see you more. Hopefully get a knockout. And get the buzz going. Then after that, book a ticket straight to Vegas.
Boom, boom.
You know what's nice about that matchup? Size isn't an issue. You know, there was this, what weight would the Haney fight be at? Would there be rehydration? Ryan at 36, was he really the same Ryan at 36? They're the same size.
Yeah.
Winner takes all at 135.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What's next? One more.
Ryan has been doing a victory lap. He's been, like you said, like the way you advise Crawford and you hit up his PR person, etc. Ryan has been on it. He was shadow boxing for Trump. He was on stage with YG performing. I got a clip of him and your boy, because I know you a football fan. So Hafey, load up the clip. Ryan Garcia in primetime. Deion Sanders.
Ooh. I ain't hear about that one.
Yeah, he be kicking him in prime time. You know, Ryan's been talking to everybody. I think he shot a video with Desi Banks. I don't know if you know Desi Banks.
Yeah, he dropped the rap video. He's been performing.
Yeah,
he dropped the Devin Haney diss track.
He did?
Yeah, he dropped the
I hear that.
called Haney Pack.
He's doing interviews with Patrick Bet-David.
Is this one a video or is this just a photo?
It's a swipe. Just swipe it, and it got the whole video
I
in prime
see.
time of him.
Smoking weed after the fight.
Join the team. I appreciate you.
You got his jersey? What you got?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Let me see. Oh, no. You ain't gonna stop me like that. Teach me something, man. Come teach me something.
All right, I got you.
Teach me something. I'm a lefty now. I'm a lefty.
Squared up.
Don't do that. That's what you said. I seen it with the eyes.
I like it. You want to keep the angle.
That's right. Time out. What's up, boy? I'm so damn proud of you.
Appreciate you.
And your Jesus.
Always.
And your Jesus.
That's the one thing I'm
And your Jesus.
It says in the Bible, if you're gonna boast about anything, boast about the Lord.
That's right.
So every time I get the chance, Jesus.
And your Jesus.
Come on, man.
Proud of you, dog.
Thank you, man. You inspired me a lot. Thank you.
They thought my dog was crazy.
Is Prime's whistle gold?
Yeah.
Is it real gold?
Yeah. It's prime time. We got money.
Prime is a beast.
Man, why would you have a question?
Other-
Prime
Think
is a
about that,
beast.
SB. I got that special for you, man. I know you a football fan. You know, it's Ryan Garcia. He doing this thing.
I wanted to be in that same position after I fought Errol. I thought that I was gonna fight Errol and then go on this nice little tour, you know what I mean, and get down with the LA Rams and all that kind of stuff. But obviously go back home with the Browns. Man, it's important.
What happened?
When you are It's important when you are a boxer that you have to go to these other
Thank you.
respective like entertainment tunnels and so that you can be seen with the best of the best. You know what I mean? That just it increases his profile probably 100-fold.
I think Shawn, people still gave you respect, bro.
Man,
And
listen.
it's crazy respect you get from people, man.
Listen.
Win, lose, draw, bro.
So Anna got her production company. Kenny,
Anna. Got you.
Kenny
Anna
working.
Porter now.
Kenny
Don't talk past me.
right. Kenny working on the movie set.
Okay.
And found out that Al Pacino is working on this film.
Okay.
He talking to somebody and tell them that he my brother and find out that Al Pacino is a fan of Shawn Porter. He goes home. Next day show up at work with an autographed picture that I gave to him. And he gave it to Al Pacino for his birthday.
Wow.
I wrote a letter back, hey, Shawn, thank you for the picture. Big fan of yours. Love your commentary too. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? So I'm not envious at all of anything that these other fighters have been able to do or get. I definitely feel like what Derrick said earlier, I feel like I've been able to transition very well and continue moving in the space that God has me in,
You got to pick his brain for acting.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the best. He's the best. Yeah.
Listen, I'm getting connected, man.
You can pull
with the
that is a coke dealer look right there. You can pull off black.
You could be
Tony Montana.
His Capo and Carlito's way.
You could be his stepson.
Andy, man, I appreciate you, man, for jumping on with us for a minute.
Yes, sir. I got one last one, man. It's just some relationship I want to talk about between Floyd Mayweather and Ryan Garcia. There's a screenshot right there. Floyd Mayweather throwing up the 3 with Ryan Garcia. We don't know what that means. Maybe it's 3 knockdowns. Maybe it's like, I told you to come in 3 pounds over. It's up to interpretation. It's provocative. But I just want to get the opinion from all 3 of you about this relationship right here and how much influence, obviously we see Ryan doing the shoulder roll. How much influence has Floyd had over Ryan Garcia? And what do we think about this relationship moving forward, considering all the other stuff that's going on with Floyd and maybe Gervonta Davis, etc.?
It's a little uncomfortable to talk about, but Ryan's now the favorite son because the other 2 sons, Tank and Devin, have shunned him. So now Ryan's the favorite son, and Ryan gets the gems, the wisdom, the insight, and yeah.
I mean, you saying 3? I don't know. Floyd came in 2 pounds with Juan Manuel Marquez, so I don't know what. I just want Floyd to be big bro to people. Stop, like, bro, you acting like you a kid. Like, stop. I think he's so worried about protecting that 50-0. Like, if you're getting close to it, he wants you to lose. It's just, I just wish Floyd would just. I always wanted Floyd to be big bro in the boxing game instead of just. I think I'm getting older. I'd have said he's very immature for his age. Very immature. If that was my dad, I'd be like, bro, what you doing? Bro, what you doing? You gotta stay away from my kids if you can't. Like, come on, Floyd. Like, you a god in this game.
Yeah.
You're a god in this game, and
I mean, he said everything he does for Devin's out of pure love. It's not a very loving thing to do, to tell his opponent to come in 3 pounds over and
listen. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
Keep 100.
We got a screenshot of them doing this.
So we don't really know.
This very well could have been, hey, Floyd, put up a 3, and I'm gonna take a screenshot. Come on, man.
Right.
You got 2 masters of promotion right here. You got 2 masters of deception right here. You thought he was gonna lose to Robert Guerrero.
No, I thought it was gonna be a tough fight. Okay.
You thought he was gonna lose to Robert Guerrero.
Why you bring that up?
Because I just want to let you know, like, it's smoke and mirrors, man. And at the end of the day, that's what that is. I'm not gonna ask Derrick James about the weight. Derrick's not gonna tell the truth. He's not supposed to tell the truth. I never, no fighter tells the truth about weight. You ask me how much I weigh right now.
How much you weigh
None of
right
your
now?
damn business.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you. So they're not going to tell us what they want us to know. But what they will do is put a nice little screenshot of up there and in front and let everybody else talk about it. But I'm going to keep it all the way 100. We saw his conditioning through the course of this fight. Yeah. It's called the ATP system. That's the first 8 to 10 seconds of conditioning. So when you, I know you always do your shadow box thing. When you go like this, you go, Dah! When you count to 8 to 10, and that will start to slow down after 10. That's your ATP system. You also have an anaerobic lactic system that kicks in after the ATP system. And then there's an aerobic system. His systems were not, he didn't train correctly enough to be able to fire off the way that he did, drop Devin the way that he did, and keep going. Signs of your conditioning reflect the signs of you not making weight. You didn't purposely come in 3 pounds overweight on purpose. You got where you could get to and said the hell with it. And it probably was also part of the game, the act. You know what I mean? So this 3 right here, man, it runs right off my back because I know, like, hey, the conversation more than likely was, hey, we're gonna hold up 3 at the same time and take a picture. Now
my bad. I'm still believing Ryan when he speaks sometimes. My bad.
That's what you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, you have to believe what someone tells you.
Right.
That's why people tune into the PorterWay Podcast or wherever they go to get their news, because they believe when we go to this platform, we're getting what's true and what's real.
Or Shawn's out tell.
People don't truly know, like when you lose a fight, you lose some of your income. People you always thought that was about being undefeated. Well, it was about being undefeated so I can make more money. You know what I mean? So, even with that in itself proves that you just don't always know what the truth is. And I feel the same about this right here.
Gotcha.
I actually had one more before I let you guys go. I just wanted to show, give you your flowers, which Coach Henry did. Ryan's pops. He left a comment, and he basically said, I got it up there with Hapey too. I don't know if he got it, but he basically said, "Wow, Porter, I'm impressed. You're one of the few people that see Ryan as a major threat. Very interesting. Good job, and thanks." That's from Ryan Garcia's father. So he just showed you love. You were one of the few. And you deserve your flowers as just one of the only guys who said it before the fact that Ryan Garcia maybe not, maybe didn't have him winning, but he was a live dog.
Yeah.
You didn't dismiss him like he was just, going in there for a paid, like something like that,
It's also where I come from. You know what I mean? I've come from a space of always not being expected to do the things that I've done. So even though you knew I was coming right at you, you didn't know how the head was going to move. You didn't know if I was going to move that way and stay that way. You didn't know if I was going to pivot and all these other things. The thing that you knew about me was that I was going to come at you, but there was still this unpredictable approach that I took to it. I came at you with jabs. I came at you with feints, with stutter feints, with, offset feints. There was so many different things that I could do. Even though you knew what I was going to do, it still was special. That left hook, even though you know that left hook is coming, it's special. And I showed y'all last week the way he throws it is not conventional. It's different. You can't bring in a sparring partner to throw that hook the way he throws it. And I don't think it's necessarily a matter of you bringing in a sparring partner. It's something that if you are not ready to just continue to move and get out of the way, and like I said before, he should have been moving to his left the entirety of his fight. That's a small adjustment. I'm sorry, but that's ABCs. That's elementary school. If you know this is where his strength is, you go away from his strength. So I don't know if Bill was telling Devin that, but Devin was right in line for that hook. That hook is special and ended up landing a couple of times.
What was impressive was your breakdown after the fight was basically the same as Floyd Mayweather. All the same.
You mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I feel like because you didn't love watching boxing. You were too busy doing it. Yeah. And I feel like you've grown in that area because we know Floyd knows how to break down a fight. Yeah, and so when you were saying word for word the same technical things that Floyd did, just more flowers your way, Shawn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And appreciate you, Andy. We gonna kick it in here for a little bit longer, then we're gonna wrap up.
Yes, much love, Zatel, Ant with 2 T's, my brothers. Showtime Shawn P. Appreciate you for having me on.
New York, stand up.
Let's
go. Oh, Dion, by the way, you guys know who he won his only Defensive Player of the Year award for, right?
So what?
Dion, you know who he won his only Defensive Player of the Year award, right? That's right, man.
Oh, it was the 49ers? I was like,
and did you see how excited he was to run into an elite fighter?
Yeah.
Like, it just reminds me of when they did the Who's the Best, and I think I talked about this on the show a couple years ago. It was Roy Jones, Serena Williams, Derek Jeter, someone else, and Michael Jordan just was like, he couldn't stop. But Roy, when Roy does it, and you see Dion is so geeked to see a fighter. Other athletes, they really recognize the sport for what it is, maybe the king.
I've noticed that about the podcast. A lot of stars like coming on the podcast because they know that they have a chance to articulate what they know with somebody else who can really, kind of get down from that standpoint. So that's what I love about the podcast, man. It's only a matter. We got Dion. We'll get him in here. We'll get him in here.
And all three of us, there's pros and cons of this.
Yeah.
I was on vacation trying to chill. All people want to do is talk about boxing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it happens to you. No, it happens to you. I'm like, bro, I'm just fishing, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about who you can whoop.
It's more when I got to run around at the events, you know. Family's got to understand these are our people, this is our audience, so I'm gonna give them everything I can when they come up to me. But it's more when I got to run around.
Who did people who was the fighter that was brought up the most?
Deontay Wilder, because I was in Louisiana,
yeah.
so they think they can beat up Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
For me, it was Crawford Spence. Just constantly,
Spence?
what's your thoughts on Crawford Spence? What do you think?
Oh, they brought up the last fight, Garcia Haney.
Yeah.
That was a big thing, but Crawford.
Listen, we're gonna recap real quick last night.
Yeah, let's do that first.
And just the co-main and the main.
Yeah, I watched co-main. The co quick.
You know, well, Duarte beat Jojo, who is the third fight out.
I missed him.
Yeah,
I missed that fight.
Jojo, you know, still
they fought before Esparza.
Right after.
Oh, they fought right after.
Right after.
I missed that. Oh.
And Duarte, you know, is good. You
Yeah.
know, he's strong.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
You know,
didn't look any different from his last fight with Ryan.
No, he is what he is. He gets you on the ropes. He's gonna tear you up with combinations. He's strong. He's got good power.
Yeah.
He actually did a good job timing Jojo with the right hand a couple of times. And basically that fight just came down to Jojo couldn't keep him off, and Jojo's inability to stay at the weight classes where he really belongs has, you know, accelerated him not being in his prime anymore. It's not so much a skills thing, it's that he's fighting at too high a weight, and he just couldn't keep Duarte off of him. And then Marlon Esparza, man, I was impressed with her, even though she lost. I was just like, because you could tell she wasn't in great shape. She was tired really early in the fight. Such a talented fighter, though. With her,
she the one who lost the belts?
Yeah, yep. And her only loss before this was to Sinisa, super talented fighter too. But I was just impressed at, her physical talent, her ring generalship, her head movement, hand speed, but she got out-hustled. And that fight was basically hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, you know. And then back to Duarte, I think these days he's tougher than Ramirez. And we'll jump to the main event with Ramirez. Good job by Ramirez.
You think he beats Ramirez?
I do, because he's fresher.
Yeah,
he's fresher. He's not. It's not so much that he's. I think Ramirez a couple years ago was better than him.
Yeah,
he's an Olympian. Yeah, 2-time unified champion. But
I was watching this fight yesterday. I was like, he was supposed to be where Ryan Garcia is.
Kinda, yeah.
I felt like when coming into the pros, he had signed with Golden Boy. I felt like he was supposed to be the next Oscar De La Hoya. You know, the good-looking Mexican guy.
I think he came out with Top Rank.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so.
You're right. He did come out with Top Rank.
This was his first fight with Golden Boy.
You're right. You're right. He did. Yeah. But I just always felt like he was supposed to be the next Ryan Garcia or Oscar De La Hoya.
I think he got a lot out of his career being unified, knocking out Mo Hooker, making it to the undisputed fight with Josh Taylor. But one thing I noticed from him, and I mean, he's a lovable guy. You got to love a warrior like Jose, great man. He sells that place out because people identify with him in the area. His mother worked in the fields, and just hardworking, mostly Mexican-American people there that love him and show out for him. And he always gives them a good show. He gave him a good show against Rances Barthelemy. More tough than we thought against a former 130-pounder coming up. Hurt him a couple of times. Got hurt, but you know, he definitely won the fight. But some things that were concerning is his hand speed's not the same. He's never had blazing hand speed, but he had good speed.
He had combination punching. I didn't see that last night.
He could put them together. And he did, but they were slower.
Yeah.
And I feel like that affected his power. His hands are still kind of heavy, so he's still got something. Right. But the speed and the snap's not the same. So he's not hitting like he was before. He's not as quick as before. And what worried about me in the third round, it should have been a knockdown. Jack Reese didn't call it. Third and fourth round, and a few times after, but mostly those rounds, he was hurting Jose with every left hand he hit him with. And Jose couldn't get out of the way of it.
Couldn't get out of the way.
And he did something. He got back to his inside game as the fight went on, but for a couple rounds there, he did something I see older fighters do. I saw Victor Ortiz and Robert Guerrero do this when they fought each other past their primes, and that's you don't really feel safe on the inside. You don't really feel safe at mid or the outside. So you just smother your own work and smother him. And I think to more, casual observers, it's like, what do you mean? He's getting in his chest. Like, he's not afraid of anything. Or no, but when you're doing it, when you start smothering your own work, that means you don't trust your defense on the inside, right? And so that was concerning for him, is he's finding it hard to get out of the way of punches. And so I think Ryan would stop him on the left hook, because even though Taylor and Barthelemy are southpaws, it's coming from a different angle. He isn't getting out of the way of left hands.
You like Jose Ramirez versus Ryan Garcia, huh?
I don't want to see that.
But he's earned the right to have a big payday.
Yeah.
And Ryan would represent that.
He's still dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, that back roll will get in trouble on the ropes at times against Ramirez.
I'm talking, for guys that don't want to see it.
What about Jack Catterall Taylor winner?
Yeah, why not? Why not? But I think more money's in a Garcia fight.
Sure.
So, and again, when Garcia gives his back on the ropes, he'll probably have success against that in a way Devin couldn't.
That ain't stopping.
Yeah.
That ain't stopping.
Right.
That's not that
right.
move isn't stopping.
Not after a win. It only incentivized it more.
Make the ref do something.
And it worked. Devin couldn't touch him with the right hand.
My dad went to New York with me, and he said, the problem with Ryan winning this fight is some of these mistakes that he's made, he's going to continue to make these mistakes. So hopefully that's not the case. Main event.
It felt like the main event was
That
Vergil.
was the main event.
Right.
Oh, you're right. Vergil, excuse me.
Wrong fight.
Man, my man can't get around boxing.
And he told me after the fight he wanted to. He said, I didn't hit him at full force with the left hook to the body. I wanted to go some rounds.
Oh, damn.
That must be frustrating, right?
Shout out to Thomas.
So, Thomas, former 140-pounder, seen better days.
Yeah, I think one time we even showed about the fight, right?
Yeah, why you always bringing that up?
I don't know. I bring that up a lot.
Because I was watching and thinking that too. I was like,
Thomas just had a weight that's too big for him.
Yeah.
Been stopped a couple times. But in his day, he was formidable too, definitely, Thomas Dulorme. Gave Crawford a solid fight for 6 or 7 rounds.
Yeah. So moving forward, Vergil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu in August out here. No, in LA.
That's exciting.
On the Terence Crawford Madrimov card.
It's a true 50-50 fight.
Yeah, and that's not even the co-main event.
It's a true 50-50
That's
fight.
not even the co-main event.
Who's the co-main on that?
Pitbull and Rayo.
That's the co-main on that card?
Yeah. With Pitbull's such a big ticket seller, they put him higher on the
card.
Yeah,
look at the card.
No.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. How much do we know about this dude Terence fighting before I start disrespecting him?
Don't disrespect him.
Okay.
He's a natural 54.
Okay.
He's in his prime.
Yeah, don't disrespect him.
He's athletic.
Okay.
He's athletic. He has good feet, and he's a natural 54.
So we got a good fight.
It's a good fight.
Okay.
Terence,
where's he from?
Madrimov. I can't remember off the top.
Uzbekistan?
Yeah, he's one of those Eastern European.
Who's his daddy?
I don't know.
Shit, you know.
I'm sorry.
You know shit like
10-0-1. Got good footwork, good speed.
When I'm saying, when I say where is he from, it's like that over there too.
Okay.
Madrimov is from Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan, yep. So when you already know how America is. Like, we represent where we from.
Yeah.
It's the same thing over there, bro.
I got you.
When you know you on the card, you know who you got and what city they from. You know what night it's gonna be like.
This is Super Bowl too.
Yeah,
he represents the whole country.
Like when you see you fight Cincinnati, you know, damn, I got a lot of speed and movement I'm gonna have to deal with. You know, when you dealing with Cleveland, you're like, yo, this gonna be a long night. Somebody gonna be in my face. You know what I mean? You kind of know that. These Uzbeks, these fighters don't care. He don't give a damn who Terence Crawford is.
I love it.
He said Terence Crawford my favorite fighter.
He said that?
That makes it even worse.
He said that?
Yes.
Oh man, got to get on Terence.
Because I really don't think there's like a shock that's gonna come to him about the big lights, about fighting in LA and all these other things. These guys just clock in, they go to work.
He kind of veers off of their traditional style. He doesn't.
Because he's been working with Joel for so long.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and you know what would assist him in his chances is if Terence comes back down to earth from the Spence fight.
Yeah.
If he starts to look 36 and 37 again, that could. But if he's the same guy he was against Errol Spence, good luck.
Real quick, next week we just gonna do the main event. We got Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. And with 2 T's, what you thinking?
Oh man. I'm thinking it's gonna be a Mexican action-packed fight. Not a lot of defense coming from Munguia. A lot of punches coming from him. A lot Canelo patient. Once he gets adjusted, find his moment. I'm guessing 6-7 round. The pressure starts to turn up, gets him out of there by 9th or 10th. 10th round stoppage.
10th round, huh?
Canelo
To the body?
Alvarez. I'm going over the top.
Overhand right?
Yeah, overhand right.
Over the top.
I think Munguia's path to victory is pretty obvious. No, I got Canelo. But I'm more humble about these picks right now after what Ryan did.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
But no, Munguia's path to victory is if he can surprise Canelo with his ability to absorb his shots, then it's on. Because then that pace could give Canelo hell. Because Canelo, his last fight with Charlo threw like 30 punches around.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to fight at that pace. Now, like you said, Munguia doesn't get out of the way of shots a whole lot. And much lesser fighters than Canelo have hit him on the button, clean, consistently. So I do think he's going to try and use his length and keep Canelo at the end a little bit, be intelligent in the fight. But ultimately, he's a combination puncher, and Canelo's going to find openings in that. I think Canelo wins a unanimous decision, 116-111. I think he drops Munguia at some point, but this is a big, strong, fresh kid. And I think he gets the distance. 116-111 Canelo.
I'm not crazy about predictions, as y'all know, but I think this fight is going to go 8 rounds or less.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think Canelo Alvarez gets him out of there. It's just too many clean punches through the course of a fight. I think 5 rounds is legit. I think if he's got that toughness and that heart that we expect and think he's going to have, he's going to keep getting up and he's going to be fighting through some things. I think that there's going to be some moments where Canelo's having some big moments, but Canelo don't have the gas to keep it going and
That's
get
why
him
I
out
picked
of there.
decision.
And so he survives. So yeah, even from that standpoint, I could see a decision, but I think this fight's going to go less than 8 rounds. I think it could go as 5 rounds.
I like your guys' prediction better than mine. Because
but you give both sides. That's why they love Shawn Zartel. Me and Shawn, we just one-sided guys.
No, you know why I like your prediction better though? Because if I'm talking about the pace, and Canelo might be thinking that too. I don't want to go 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Let me get him out of there in 8.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah.
But if he can't, then he wasted so much. And that's just. But that's what I thought Charlo was gonna do. Thought Charlo was gonna get the pace. Charlo was gonna wear on him, throw them big shots.
About the 30 punches around versus Charlo. Don't forget that Charlo was moving the majority of that
that's
fight.
a huge reason.
And you got
why.
somebody that's not gonna move. You know what I mean? So this is easily gonna be a 40 to 50 punch output, simply because you got somebody that's right in front of you. You know, so I don't think Jaime got the power to stop.
Not a one-punch
Canelo,
power guy.
no.
He's got to put them together. And if you got to put them together, Canelo can punch in between your shots.
There you go. Yeah. You know this game. Listen, we got a media blitz coming.
And he's one of those guys, 43-0. I'd rather see Shawn Porter with 4 losses.
We got a media blitz coming.
What we doing?
Wednesday. We got the press conference. It's gonna be Wednesday. We'll have
with yourself.
We'll have the main events
both.
in the press conference on
I will
Wednesday.
do both.
And then right after the press conference, we're jumping over to the Sportsbook and we're going to cover the media workout with all of the undercard fighters at the media workout. The media workout will begin. The press conference is at 1 o'clock. The media workout will begin at 3 o'clock. So we'll be bouncing boom, boom, right on over there. Vito Melnicki, Jesus Ramos.
Let's go, Vito. You know what I'm talking about.
Jesse Magdaleno.
It's been a while since we had our Toro. We need a
Staniones
champion
is on the card
against Gabriel Maes today.
So I like that. Brandon Figueroa is back too
against my old gym mate Jesse Magdaleno.
Am I tripping? I didn't see. Did I see Ramos?
That's
he got added to the preliminary
Jesus.
card.
Yeah, that's Jesus. Yeah. Thursday we have the undercard press conference at 11 o'clock. In the bar room, and then Friday, of course, is the official weigh-in, 1 p.m. I will not be there for the weigh-in. I will be doing Red Owl. I will be.
Barrios Maidana's a good fight.
Oh, you going, huh?
I didn't think I was going either.
Maidana's got
apparently these contracts is a little heavier than I thought. Saturday.
You coming back?
I'll be right back.
That's crazy. All right, cool.
I'll be right back. Saturday, I'm happy to announce SP Suits and Services, we will be at a fashion show, and we will be streaming the fashion show on the PorterWay Podcast, 12 p.m. The fashion show begins. As far as I know, there's 5 different designers. SP Suits is one of the designers, so I'll be walking the
I
runway.
modeled for SP Suits once.
Yeah. Very true.
Yes.
I'll be walking I'll be walking the runway for SP Suits. Barry Hunter's coming out. A couple other people. My wife is gonna walk. A few others. So want you guys to just
Gigi's gonna walk?
in. Huh?
She's gonna walk
Yeah,
the runway?
Yeah.
That must feel good.
Are you
Do that for your
convinced her?
wife.
Huh?
Convinced her or she was all with it?
No, she was with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's with it. Yeah, she's with it. So, got eventful week coming up next week. If you guys have time, definitely check out Red Owl Boxing. I'll be down there in Houston streaming Red Owl on DAZN this coming Friday night. Just a couple days when you guys see this, and then keep it moving, man.
Are we talking Raging Bull? We never got to Raging Bull.
Let's get to Raging Bull. We're gonna talk a little Raging Bull, and maybe some motivation will come from Raging Bull.
I think so.
I'll start it off. Jake LaMotta. This is a movie based on his life. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm sure most of you do know. Robert De Niro is in the movie along with Joe Pesci. I appreciated the cast. When the movie started, I did not. We were like the first or second scene. I was like, wait a minute, is this based on his life? Because it was a little tough. And I was like, dang, like, why would you start a movie like this? You know what I mean? Like, bring me into the boxing aspect of this. But it's based on Jake LaMotta's life, man. He lived a hard life. He had a hard road getting to world championship contention. And along that way, man, just a lot of bumps and bruises. And all in all, when you have to understand and respect that this is a movie based on someone's life, the twists and turns that this movie takes, like it made sense in retrospect, and it definitely made me feel for the man. I hated to see him go through some of the things that he went through, a lot self-inflicted, unfortunately. But overall, man, I thought it was a well-written movie. I did not like any of the boxing scenes,
Right,
except for the last Ray Robinson scene. The last Ray Robinson scene, they dimmed. They did something that I saw in the last Creed movie. Mm-hmm. Remember that last Creed movie, the last fight scene? You didn't see?
I only saw Creed 1.
The last fight scene in Creed was the photography, all that was just boom. The videography was just on point. And they did something like that in this one. They dimmed the lights and they showed both these gentlemen looking at each other. And I was like, wow. Also, knowing that he's never been down in his entire career, felt like they really like drove that home.
He actually did. The final fight of his career, he fought at light heavyweight, and he did go down.
Okay.
And that's when he knew, okay, I'm done. I'm done for good. Because
They
I finally
that.
went, right.
Yeah,
but
they
that was the
didn't
only
show that.
knockdown. It was at light heavyweight at the
Yeah.
last fight of his career.
But he started at middleweight, right?
Yes. And he was a small middleweight.
Yeah. What's your take on Raging Bull? I know that's probably a favorite of yours.
Absolutely. We could do a whole episode of Raging Bull. So I'll try to be concise and make some deeper points about the film. You know, seemingly Martin Scorsese's films are almost evil because he depicts troubled men and honestly depicts all the trouble they do. From Casino to Goodfellas to Raging Bull to The Aviator to The Irishman to The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
These are all real people. These are all real stories.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big misconception that I think he's the best. I think his films are beautiful because you can't get caught up in the violence of his films and the vulgarity of his films. It always catches up to the character in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's, Shawn and probably won't, they won't rock with me on this, but he went after the Marvel movies and got a lot of shit from people for doing it because he said these aren't really true films that talk about the human condition. He likened them to a theme park ride. Yeah. You get on, wee, woo, it's fun, and you get off.
Yeah.
Right? His films really speak to the human spirit. Okay. And, Jake's biggest opponent, like all of us, is himself. And the same things that make him break him. So there's good to take from him. The good is be strong, have courage,
Yeah.
stick to your convictions, persevere.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about Jake.
Yeah.
Bad thing, the insecurity, the
Yeah.
rage. That same thing that makes him the raging bull in the ring is what eats him up on the inside.
Yeah.
And that fight with himself is even tougher than the 6 fights with Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
That fight with himself gets the better of him in the end. And you know, you love the scene at the end where he's punching the wall when he's in jail.
Yeah.
And he finally bottoms out.
Yeah.
His actions have led to him bottoming out.
Yeah.
But the film ends with a Bible verse where it says the Pharisees, all I know is I was once blind and now I can see.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Jake after being put in that jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why by the end of the film, he's fat and humble.
Yeah.
And that rage has dissipated and he apologizes to his brother for what he did. And through this film, he is redeemed. And so that's kind of a beautiful thing about the movie. And
The other crazy part is the fact that he fought Ray Robinson 3 weeks between.
yeah, I fought Sugar Ray so much I thought I had diabetes. Was his quote?
Wow.
And what does he say at the end? He's all like, if he fought Sugar Ray, he would say, "It ain't the ring, it's the play. So give me a stage where this bull here can rage, and though I can fight like you, I'd much rather recite." And that's that's entertainment. And then actually in that last Sugar Ray, because I read the book as a kid. He knew he was going to lose that final fight where he lost the middleweight title in the St. Valentine's Day massacre. So I guess he's sitting on his couch, knows that weight's not coming off well.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know what? F it. I can't win this fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to make them put liquor in the corner so that I can withstand the beating.
Oh, wow.
And so, that's a little, unknown thing. And he took that and... the film's beautiful, man. It starts with Intermezzo by Pietro Maschini, and I think Francis Coppola, the other great Italian director who made The Godfather, he finished the Godfather trilogy with that intro song. And that's it, man.
Beautiful.
I could go on and on, but
I was gonna say that's your Italian brother right there.
Absolutely,
so,
that's our how Mexicans they have the mariachi.
Yeah,
those films are like our mariachi. They're a thing. Well, it's a Catholic thing. He's raised Catholic, and all his films are about doing evil catches up with you in the end.
Yeah.
But you can be redeemed.
Yeah. You talking about Martin, right?
Yeah. That's the message of Wolf of Wall Street. That's the message of Raging Bull. That's And if you don't get, and his film doesn't overly push his characters as a protagonist or an antagonist.
Yeah.
They're people.
Yeah.
Who some of them deeply flawed.
Yeah.
But there isn't no forcing you to feel a certain way about them. You just examine them and
This is what I'm gonna do for the motivation this week. Perseverance starts with self. Perseverance starts with self. And I'll start with what Derrick James said to us about Ryan Garcia. He said, Ryan exposed, hey, these are the things I need you to do for me, coach, because if you don't, I don't know how this fight is gonna go. Ryan was not afraid to persevere over himself, get away from what he does wrong, put something in place so that he could persevere and conquer the guy across from him. And obviously we know who that is. And then when you fast forward and we're talking about Raging Bull, and we're seeing a man have to trying his best to conquer the world of boxing, and they're never giving him this shot. It wasn't only until he had perseverance within himself was he able to do the right things that the business wanted him to do. There were some unfortunate things that the business wanted him to do, but he knew that the only way I can get there is if I keep going. Jake LaMotta, the number one word you get from his story is perseverance. The number one thing I want you to get from this motivational message in this episode today is perseverance. You have to persevere within self before you can conquer the world. This is the PorterWay.